Everybody, welcome back into another edition of the BJ Brooks Show, and brought to you by Canopy Realty with Ryan Morton and Company. Those guys do a fantastic job, as always, sponsoring high school sports throughout the state of Alabama, and especially with the Sardis Lions this year. And BJ, last week you went into an opponent that had outscored your senior class. Was it 93 to 20?
90 to 22.
90 to 22 over the last three seasons, and you told these seniors they had a chance to erase that, and they did in big fashion. You got a 35-21 victory over Douglas. Take us back to last Friday night, how it all transpired.
Well, you know, we hadn't started just great the last couple of weeks, and that was one thing I was really stressing to the guys is starting fast. And I think we did, and I think we didn't go towards the second half. It slowed down a little bit, but Douglas made some adjustments, so hats off to them and their coach staff as well as taking part in that. You know, we're just telling the guys before the game, like, everyone's been telling us, you know, how good we've done, you know, and how proud of us they are. And for sure, there's a lot to be said for that. But the road's a lot further ahead of us than it is behind us. And that's what I just have to keep telling the guys, like, there's more for you than just what we've done so far. That was the message going into Friday night. There's more for you. You know, and you don't have a lot of time, really, when you're in the season to enjoy the fruits of your labor a lot of times because you got to get ready for the next one. And, you know, you can't sit there and pat yourself on the back and say, oh, you've done such a good job, you know, because as soon as you do that, Scottsboro's rolling in there Friday and they'll embarrass you. So,
the thing about it is this region's pretty tough top to bottom, but when you're looking at what you're facing right now, I mean, you still got a shot at a region championship. Definitely got a shot at hosting the playoff, but none of that matters if you don't take care of business this Friday.
Just like I said before, somebody said, well, you can go 9-1. We can't go 9-1 unless you go 6-1.
Yeah, that's correct.
So you got to win the next one. You know, that's all you can really focus on is just trying to take it one day at a time and one game at a time.
What was your message to the guys after that game for the seniors? That had to be special to them to avenge, you know, these 3 years of frustration when playing Douglas.
I told you. I told you could be good. I told you could be special. You just got to believe it and you got to put the work in and I told you you could do it. You just got to believe in yourself and go out there and have a good plan and execute and make plays when you need to, and let it lay where it does.
How did they take that message? Do they believe it a little bit now?
Yeah,
is it starting to sink in a little bit?
I think it's starting to a little bit. You know, just every game. You know, and sure the A-Rab game being close and winning and beating a team that you've never beat before. And I mean, like right now we have as many wins as the seniors had their entire career.
Wow.
So
that's huge.
Yeah, I think they're getting it a little bit. Now we got a tough schedule ahead of us. I mean, you got Scottsboro who's really good. You got Boaz who's really good quarterback, good coaches. You got Gunnersville who's right now the top dog in the area, and then you got a tough Oaks Bluff team. Coach Rob's a legend, been around for forever. I mean, he's had his fair share of victories as well.
Yeah, we'll watch them. Watch some of that game. Let me tell you about my Friday night. Have you heard this? So I get in the car and I'm going up to the Scottsboro Gunnersville game, and I pull up and the stadium's completely dark. I pulled up to Scottsboro, buddy.
Oh man!
Yeah, I was thinking the game was at Scottsboro. I had read somewhere. I thought I read where it was at Scottsboro, and I had talked to Justin Thrasher, who's their play-by-play guy, about halfway through the week. And he said, "Yeah, come on up, man. We're gonna get you in the booth."
That's a terrible drive too.
It's an hour and 6 minutes from Rainbow City, buddy. Yeah. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, as I'm pulling in the stadium, I felt like Harry and Lloyd when Harry woke up. He said, "Man, I thought the Rockies would be a little more rocky than this." That's what I felt like when I pulled up. I was like, "Man, I figured it'd have be a little bit more lively around here." No,
game environment's terrible.
Yeah, and I pulled up, and there's nobody there. So then I just come back through Rainsville on my way to Fort Payne to do the show, and stopped and watched Coach Rob and Plainview go to war for a little bit. So that was an experience all in itself. Next thing I was going to ask you, when you look at Scottsboro, up until last week, they looked unstoppable. I mean, they looked like they were averaging 50-some points a game. They was beating people to death, and they was running it 300, 400, 500 yards a game. After seeing, probably, I know you've watched some film, you know for a fact that they're still a very dangerous team, but what have you seen from them on film?
Man, I think to be able to play with Scottsboro and beat Scottsboro, you have to be very disciplined because they're patient. That's their offense. They'll run it and run it and run it. And if you aren't doing exactly what you're supposed to do and have your eyes exactly where they're supposed to be, getting your keys, then that's when they create one to go 60 on you. Or that's when they crack the corner or they're going to crack and they release that guy and he's wide open for a 60-yard touchdown pass. They're still a very good team. I mean, they lost to a very good team. They're both in the top 10 for a reason. They're both very good teams. It'll be tough, but like I said, we look forward to the challenge every week.
How much of a challenge is it to put in a triple option flex bone type offense in a week's time? I've talked about this before. You got to kind of, a lot of your normal principles and things have to go out the wayside.
Yeah.
If you're playing a spread team before or something like that, a lot of that can go out the door when you're playing this triple option flex bone type. How difficult is it to prepare for that?
Well, for one, it's difficult for me because I'm the scout team quarterback.
That's awesome.
So I like to throw it. I like to get back there and sling it around. And so when I'm back there, I'm under center, I'm getting the snaps, and I always tell the team every week, I'm the best scout team quarterback you'll face. I'm the best quarterback you'll face all year. I can't know if I can necessarily say that this week because it's a little bit more difficult being up under center and trying to get the snap and go down the line. If you'd got here earlier, you'd got to see me out there running some of it.
Gosh,
you could have got some film on that for the show.
That would be epic.
But it is very difficult, and depending upon everybody has different ideas of how to stop it. Sometimes people will install whole new defenses. Sometimes people just try to run what they run, but add wrinkles. And, it really just kind of depends what do you think is best for your team, to kind of go about stopping it.
Yeah, because it's a very unique offense. Like you said, you got to have all your keys and your eyes has to be straight ahead because if you blink for a second.
One mistake.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. What's your overall thoughts heading into this week with everything that a team can play for still in the play? You still got a chance at region. You still got a chance at minimum hosting. You got everything. What is your thoughts to be at this point in the season where all that stuff still is on the table?
Well, I just kind of say, I told y'all we could do it. I told you it was possible. You believed it, and now it's right here at the chance where you have a chance to get it. It's middle of the season. Everybody's a little tired. I'm a little tired. Other coaches are tired. Other players are tired. This right here determines, do you want that? Do you, what we talked about, do you want to go out and seize it and take it, or is it going to be put on the afterburner because you let everything else get in the way of that happening?
That's a good point. It's a real good point, actually. You guys are hosting again.
We
are
are
tailgating again.
Oh, yeah. If it's on, we're tailgating. It's happening.
The tailgate here has been special. I mean, that's something that's not always done in high school football. To say the least, that's been special.
Yeah, when you come out right here through our field house, man, there is cowbells. It sounds like Stark Vegas out here. There's people yelling and screaming, and one of them's probably my sister, probably my wife out there, and you got different people out there. Just the community out there yelling and screaming for the kids, and there was Hooters wings, shrimp bowl, gumbo, pizza, chili, Krispy Kreme donuts. I mean, like anything you think about, like I was just like, my gosh, like. And what's been crazy is like the last 2 Fridays when we came in too, we've had so much food left over. Everybody's just been bringing their food in here for the coaches to eat, or for the players, like after the game,
to eat.
Yeah, so when you're a 17, 18-year-old boy, I mean, you can't ever eat enough. So
you can put it away.
Yeah, they're enjoying it.
If I do that now, I'd look like Nutty Professor.
Professor Cole.
Yeah. Yeah. If I go putting it away like that, I start blowing up, my friend. Well, is there anything else anybody needs to know?
No, hey man, just keep supporting us, keep coming out and supporting the kids. We just want to give them the best chance to be successful, and we'll need your help Friday night taking on a tough Scottsboro team.
Well, BJ Brooks, we appreciate you, brother. We're going to shut this episode down, and we'll be back here next week with another edition of the BJ Brooks Show.
Thank you, guys.